Who is going to present, sir? Madhusudan, sir?
Mr. Madhusudan is not here in the group right now.
Okay, can I do?
Yes.
Can I? Yeah.
Mr. Venkatagiri also can present.
One minute, please. Opening my 1 second. I'm ready. Yes, madam. First slide was 1 second. From the current slide. First question was, madam, that first question was what is assessment for you? We found that assessment for us is to understand how effective was our teaching the concept productively. Assessment for us to replan our methodology to make our teaching effective. So this is what we found. What is assessment for us? Then the second question was, what is the purpose of the assessment according to you? Assessment is understanding how effective the teaching learning process has been, whether we were able to reach our goal of targeted outcome of the particular concept. Next we went for when do you conduct the assessment? Sorry. We should conduct the assessment for learning at the end of the concept development, during the process of learning, or periodically during the mid of the topic, so that we can reconstruct our methodology. Then we should conduct assessment of learning at the end of the topic or lesson to get the feedback of their understanding. This is the answer we gave for third question. First one is, how do you assess math skill? This can be done by assessing whether they are able to apply the learned mathematical concept in daily life activity and able to integrate with the language or EVS or art. Then mathematical skills like problem solving ability, logical thinking, creativity can be assessed through quizzes, oral or by group activity. Then fifth one was, which are the assessment tradition we practice? Traditional assessment what we practiced are by conducting class test, periodic test, summative test based on competency wise through pen paper, occasionally conducting oral test or quizzes group wise. Sixth one was, when should we conduct the assessment? We conduct the assessment after completing the concept to check whether the expected or targeted learning outcome has achieved or not. For reflecting on our own teaching, we conduct this assessment. So this was the sixth question what she asked us to do in slide 2, madam. Then the next question was regarding the farmer plant, tree plant. Here we found what is a number of apple trees. We had what is, madam? We identified the pattern here, that if apple tree is 1, the confit tree was 8. If the apple tree was 4, then this. So we found a pattern in this. This question is to assess the problem solving ability of the children. So this was the answer we got for this question. And here we identified the competency developed is problem solving ability. And this is the question given for the this in quadrilateral, whether this trapeziums. We proved it that the two kites are so similar, so that AB is equal to CD, and side BC and AD are equal due to the SAS rule. So it is opposite sides are equal and parallel. So this is formed ABCD is a parallelogram. Here we are this assessment here. Sorry, assessment here is based on the critical thinking ability of the child. The question is to assess the critical ability thinking of this child. And once again, Sorry. So this was the questions we answered, madam, and we discussed about the fractions and all this thing, madam, that how the question paper assessment can be done. We had some few samples of it, and we were discussing about it. This was done during our group activity in Mysore region, Mysore state. Yes, madam. Jaya, madam, is it correct?
Madam Harita will respond.
Yeah, ma'am. You can go ahead with the assessment task that you have developed.
Is it okay, ma'am? Is it correct? What do you were we able to reach your the expected level of yours?
No, I'm asking you might have developed some assessment task, no?
Yeah, I have.
Will
Can
you
I
share
show
with
you?
us?
Can I show? It is the one is through Google Doc for place value. I have done it, and sorry, I'm sharing it 1 minute. That is we one second present no. That one is developed for this assessment. No, at end of the place value. So this is the worksheet I have done developed for the place value. You can see. Here the competency developed is based on only basic understanding, madam. Understanding of the basic concept. Today we took up only the competency is understanding a basic concept. Okay, this is for place value, and for how many squares, that is you ask for area and shape. I have developed a Google form where this is also only based on the this one, understand the basic concept. What is an area? Multiple choice questions have been given, so that immediately the student can know the answer and the mark can be given. It can be evaluated. So this is how the basic concept what we taught is the questions are being given here. This is the area and what to say, area and shapes, first shapes. And another one was for fractions, what you told. I took only 3, madam. It is the place value, area, and how many squares. Yeah. So this for parts and wholes, this is the Google form.
Okay.
Where we are having that what is the fraction. So today our basic competency was only understanding the basic concept, and we developed only for that.
So let's say, can we just discuss one of the session question that you have designed?
Yeah, please.
Find the fraction part, or what is this? Identify denominators of the given factors.
Yeah,
so
6 by.
let's say in multiple choice question, generally, what do we assess? What do you think?
Yeah, we assess whether they are able to identify, they were able to, but 6 by 8 or 10 by 12 or 9 by 10, whether they are able to identify whether which is the numerator part and the denominator part.
Okay. So, I mean, like, what are the limitations and what is the good thing about the having MCQ? Benefit of assessing through MCQs.
Yeah, because here through assessing through MCQ, we little bit confuse them so that but they get the clarity. For example, 6 by 8 means they really immediately they think that the whole shape is divided into 8 parts. Out of that, 6 is shaped. So there they understand 6 comes the upper part of the numerator, and here we'll be giving the different fractions, and they'll get little bit, but they'll get a clarification. They're able to when many things are given, they'll be able to choose the correct one. So there the critical thinking can be developed, and they are able to see similar type of questions they can face in the future. They are able to solve the problem in such answer. When different type of answers are given, they are able to choose a correct one.
Acha. So let's say when you are giving an exam options, what are your thoughts on which kind of option should be there? Because MCQ, one of the very critical thing with MCQ is that you need to figure it out which kind of options you will put up, how you will write your question, right?
Yeah. For example, you see, madam, we have 1/6 of the collection. So
Okay.
first what they will do, they will count the number of objects here. Okay, 3, 6, 9. I think it is 12 here. Yeah, 3, 6, 12. So immediately I given the options like all the multiples of 2, and this one is given here. But they have given us instruction that whenever I see 1/6, they should go to the 6 table and find out with what I multiply, I'll get this collection. So immediately they'll go to 6 table and find out 6 twos are 12, and they say yes 1/6. Like they plan it. So here I give a confusion like 2, 6, 12, 4, because which are all multiples of this. So they should have a clarity that what are the steps we are, what is the algorithm madam has taught. Whenever a fraction is seen, I should go to the denominator part, and I should go to I should able to multiply and get the collection. So with what I multiply, that answer I should find out. So we give us steps and make them memorize, that a rote memory of what we don't say rote memory. We put them in algorithm and we ask them to, whenever we ask a question, if they give the answer, we will ask, how did you get this answer? Repeat the step. So let that way know, by training them, we see whether they are able, by multiple choice question of this, whether they have achieved or not, we can check here. We can assess.
Acha. Okay. One thing I would like to share is that in US there was a very famous program that called IPL was peer learning program was going on.
Yeah, I came to know. I know that boy also who is conducting this. It is a very good idea where this we are doing it in the class for peer teaching, because the children who are really gifted, we group them with the children who are little required, because if we pair them like that, no, this gifted children are able to teach the other one, and they because this peer they don't have any fear, and also they ask and they come out. What you're telling is really correct. The peer teaching will be helpful for them, all these things.
No. So there, what I'm saying is not peer teaching. What they are doing is they just they explain the concept through a para or some kind of activity in the beginning. What they were trying to do is to reduce the role of teachers and the need of teachers. What has happened is that I will share the paper in the group today only. It's a very wonderful read. I mean, like all the teachers must read that paper before figuring out that okay, I can just give them notes and that is fine. What has happened is see, MCQ, you just choose. So either it will be your answer is right or wrong. You don't know actually what thought process a child is having while answering those things, right? So assessing through MCQs is only going to give you quantity. It's not going to give you the quality of the work that student is doing.
Yeah, I agree with you. Correct. Because that they do the inky pinky ponky and they select some children.
Yeah. So in MCQs, you actually don't assess children's mathematical thinking, or you won't be able to do it as much like the way in other discussion session or activity session you will be able to do, where there is a lot of open ended problem, even let's say open ended problem where you have multiple answers, so you know what child thinks. MCQ mein kya hoga ki he or she will be choosing one option, either that option will be correct or wrong.
Yeah, correct.
And hence this MCQ way of assessing students through MCQ has been highly criticized by many educators abroad as well as in India. That this should, so while giving even this Google Forms, you whenever you do this, I have one request to make is that kindly after the question add a line that explain how you selected this option.
Okay.
Which will give you why the child has selected the option that he or she has selected, right?
Okay.
You got to know that was it inky pinky or there was really a thought process has gone before selecting those answers.
Yeah, sure. That's correct.
One of the way one can improve the assessment system, because I agree we want to do it as quick as possible. But we also would like should be knowing that okay how the person is doing the answering the questions. So this is a general suggestion to all the teachers whoever try to do MCQs, especially not in the FA or SA, but जब class में आप test ले रहे हो, so try to have one question after the MCQ is that explain in your words why you choose that option. और आपको पता चलेगा कि एक्चुअली बच्चे ने सोच के लिखा है कि नहीं लिखा है वहीं पे.
Yeah, correct. I agree with you. Now, because this we are practicing only because of online teaching. Otherwise, in the class we have do it. For this online teaching, it is useful for us. I'll take up the suggestion of class.
You can still write that questions,
Yeah,
right?
I can do it. Yeah, I agree.
ठीक.
I'll incorporate when we're doing this later on. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yes, Mr.
Anyone
Hatta,
else
next
have
group.
anything to say? Jaya, ma'am?
Yeah, can we proceed with the next group?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Harman, who is next? Harman?
Mumbai people.
Fine.
Mumbai region.
Spoke my words.
Mumbai region wants to present.
Rasmi madam.
Yes, sir. So shall I present my work?
Please do.
Already I have uploaded it in PowerPoint format, but I am right now presenting in a Word document.
Fine.
Able to see the screen?
Yeah.
So we'll take the questions first. Whatever questions madam has given, that we are going to discuss here. So here's the first one. What is purpose of assessment? So some points we have jotted down collectively. First one is to know the progress of students learning, diagnose problem of learning. It helps to diagnose problem of learning, to understand how teaching learning process is successful, able to use concepts in daily life, and to plan our teaching for better learning outcomes. So this is the purpose of assessment. Then for slide 4, the question was, why do we need standards? So as per our opinion, we need standards to have accountability of teaching learning transaction, to bring minimum level of learning. Now the term is changed as per new education policy to skill development, and to create spirit of healthy competition, spiral teaching, and that also for healthy competition. So for slide 14, the question was about apple and fir tree. So simple way was counting the dots and the squares, or the other one was squaring the lines and square multiple of each. So this is where the answer has been come out. And slide 16 was again that the pattern was given where the tiles were joined to form a parallelogram, and we have to show whether it was a parallelogram or not. A simple one I have taken, that when we join two squares, it turns to a rectangle, and for rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So when opposite sides are equal, they are parallel, so it becomes a parallelogram. Here one more concept can be developed, that all squares and rectangles are parallelogram, but vice versa is not seen. Okay, the next question was when to assess. So answer is assessment is not fixed. It could be when learning process goes on. It can be on monthly basis. It can be on daily basis. It can be when topics get over. It can be in form of formative as a subject enrichment activity or a pen and paper test. It can be class test. It can be periodic test. This all I have included in my PowerPoint, which I have uploaded already, but adding up more points. The next question was how to assess math skills. So once learning outcome or targeted learning outcome has been fixed, it becomes very easy to assess math skills. Means from what particular topic, what we want to find it out, that we can come to know when targeted learning outcome is fixed. So it can be computational skill, reasoning skills, observational skills, logical thinking, coordination skills, understanding units, mathematical terms, maths vocabulary, identification of shapes. So this all things can be assessed once the targeted learning outcome for that particular competency or for particular topic is fixed. Next question was, what are assessment traditions that we practice? So it is oral asking, mental maths, asking questions, probing questions while the topic is going on, projects giving, data surveying, data collecting, surveys, problem solving, interviews, computation, again formative and summative assessment. So this was the part which questions which madam you have given. Harshita madam.
Harita Raval madam.
Harita Raval ma'am. So this is what the collective efforts we have made. Harita madam.
And then the questions, Rashmi?
Yes, ma'am. So
Yeah.
now based on, ma'am, what you have taught us, the questions which I framed were based on measurements. But as per my perception, I have just made level wise. Level class 2 for low level to higher level. Same question has been framed from level 2 to level 3 to level 4 to level 5. Same thing I have taken, I mean scale and a measurement. Means line has to be measured. A question has been given which I will learn to read and comprehend, and then based on that a child will be able to answer. Now these questions, if you see, they are not one which we can find out very easily. They are based on critical thinking as per PISA based, as what madam was highlighting and madam was stressing. If you see question number 1, Ryan was playing with his little brother Rhythm in the garden. They both got a piece of paper. They wanted to measure size of a paper. Now I have only taken here width. Ryan went inside, brought a scale. He measured paper with the help of scale. Reading this question, the comprehension part child has to do for child of a class 2. Here we have taken what units are written on the scale. So child will be having observation skill. He will see the scale. He will find out inches are written, centimeters are written, millimeters are written, numbers are written, small lines are there, bigger lines are there, bold lines are there. So based on that, child will answer this question number 1. Then what is length of this scale? Normally we do not ask this question, but as madam has stressed that critical thinking has to be developed, something which child doesn't know has to be asked. So here it is asked, what is length of the scale? So again, child will observe numbers, both the sides. So he will find that in inches, the scale reaches up to 6 inches, and in centimeters, scale is of 15 centimeter. So he will understand that in his compass box, he is carrying scale of 6 inches as well as 15 centimeter. Now, how many divisions do you see between 3 centimeter and 4 centimeter? Here we are not developing concept of millimeter, nothing. Only he has to count the divisions. So he will find out that small lines are also there between two big lines. Now, this is something which is not related to general mathematics. It is just based on observation skill, which a child has to learn while observing the scale. That there are 10 small divisions. Then further, when it class 3rd level question is being given, a simple 4th question is just simple, just to find out the length of the blue line. If you see the length of blue line, I have not started again from 0. The line is placed somewhere between 5 and 9. Again here, that is not conventional way or traditional way that to start measuring the length of an object or length of some certain thing from 0. Here we have kept that line from 5 to 9 centimeter. So again, that critical thinking will be developed that okay, line can be measured somewhere from between, middle part. And again, he has to drive to the answer that it will be 4 centimeter or whatever it is. The line is from 5 to 9 or wherever the line is drawn. So that part, very simple thing has been asked. That line is from 5 to 9 centimeter, 4 to 9 centimeter, 5 to 10 centimeter. Just have to observe. In class 2nd, only observation of math, observation skill is being developed regarding math. That he has to be familiar with numbers, things written on the scale, small lines, bold lines, all those things. Same thing when given to class 3rd. So this entire collective things will be given till class 4th and 5th. Question is same, but now objective questions are changed. Again, they are not conventional part. If you see question number 1, how many divisions are there between 3 centimeter and 6 centimeter? Okay, now 3 centimeter and 6 centimeter, tick mark is there, but again he has to compute that how many divisions are there. So if you have understood that between 1 and 2 there are 10 small divisions, so between 3 and 6 there will be how many divisions? So there will be 30 divisions. Now here again centimeter, meter is not coming. Same way we go on moving further, and then if you see the questions goes on changing when we go on to higher level, concept of centimeters, inches, millimeters comes. If you see question number 4, conversion parts also come, and then based on conversion part, question number 5, Ryan's scale is 2 times bigger than Rhythm. What is length of the scale? Here I think so one scale is missed out. So here such type of concept, taking only one simple thing, scale and a line, level has been increased and objective questions have been given. Again, these objective questions are not very simple. They're just based on critical thinking. So this was my presentation, madam.
Okay. I will, like, as I have suggested to the earlier team, I will also would like to know that if you after you multiply this MCQs, it will be possible. Do add why
Yes,
you
ma'am.
choose the option. Huh.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Definitely that I will be adding and reframing it. That how you
Because
reached up to this answer.
correct, yeah. Because this
In
is
what manner?
going to give you very insufficient knowledge a child has.
That how you have reached up to this answer, kindly calculate and show down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, I will do that.
But yeah, questions were very good. Like, you also added this 5.5, those
Yes,
kind of
ma'am.
things which are not generally there in the earlier.
They are not in textbook, so that was generally based on the critical thinking. Means it is not rote learning or something which he has to observe the scale. He has to just find it out from his own thinking.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
objective questions are again observance. They can only tick mark, get it done. So how he has calculated, how he has come to computation that 1 mole, and I will add as per what he has said, madam. Thank you
Hmm.
so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Over. Mumbai is over.
I think we can call the next yet.
Okay, ZIT Bhubaneswar. JIT Bhubaneswar team present.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. I, Vandana Mai Behra, PRT from KV number 1 Cuttack, going to represent the group work today on behalf of JIT Bhubaneswar. And as it is a group work, and the first portion, it was individual work or pair work. I think all the regions have their work, and they have already uploaded in Google Classroom. But as this is group work, and I'm going to focus on the group work only. 3 questions are given on assessment, for learning, of learning, as learning. And we have chosen a topic from class 5 mathematics book, that is parts and whole, which is based on fraction. And today we have chosen a particular theme of that chapter, that is of equivalent fraction. Okay, so here is I'm presenting my screen. The screen is visible. Is the screen visible to all?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it visible?
Right now, stop presenting is coming. Your mobile is being seen. Okay,
So
now
it's
it's
visible. Okay.
It is visible.
This is
Yeah.
Visible.
This is the lesson plan we have developed for today, and this is the portion of pre-assessment. We have chosen TLO as understanding basic concept of equivalent fraction, and this is the pre-assessment part, and this is our ongoing assessment, and this is the post-assessment part. So in the pre-assessment part, by paper folding, let me show you. By paper folding, these are some pictures of some square or rectangular paper, and by paper folding we may ask some simple questions to the students. Let me show you. See, this is a rectangular paper. If I fold the paper into 2 equal parts and shaded one half of the part, then the paper will look like this. and I will ask the children that what part of the shaded part represent here. The children will answer that the half portion of the whole part is shaded. Again, I fold the same paper into 4 equal parts, and ask the students that and shade 2 portions of the whole parts, and ask the children that what part of the whole paper is shaded. The children will say that 2 portions, that is 2/4, as this is the 4 equal parts and we have chosen 2 parts, and the children will say that 2 parts of the whole paper is shaded, and it represents 2/4 portion of the whole paper. In the same way, we may ask that what part of the shaded portion represent. They will say that that 4 divided by 8, that is 4/8 of the whole paper, it is represented by the shaded portion. So then again I will show them this one, and I will ask them that for how many the paper will divide in how many parts. They will say that it is divided into 9 equal parts, but I have chosen 3 parts, and the fraction for this portion is 3 divided by 9. Then I will ask them that what is the similarities between the first one, between the second, again the second one, and this one is the second one, and this one is the third one. They will say that all the portions, the shaded part represent is same, or and the third one, the fourth one, it is somehow different. Again, after that, I will proceed to a presentation. This is a pre-assessment. From this, we may generalize that what equivalent fraction is. That is the fraction which represent the same part of a whole. It's called the equivalent fraction. And this is the presentation presented by Jit Bhuvneshwar on equivalent fraction. Here is a story. By this story, we can give concept of the equivalent fraction to the children. That the name of the story is Pizza Story. A mother had 2 children. She bought some pizza for them. She decided to distribute the pizzas among them differently, but she divided the first pizza in 2 equal parts, and each part is half. Again, she divided the second pizza in 4 equal parts, and each part is 1/4. She gave half of the pizza to the girl, and 1/4 portion of the second pizza to the boy. My question is here for the children that, do you know who got more pizza? Then children will answer in a differently. Then I will explain that the girl will got half portion of the pizza, and the boy got 1/4 and 1/4, that is 2/4 portion of the pizza. So no one got more pizza. Both got same amount of pizza. It only looks differently. Again, by showing these pictures, I will ask them one by one that what are these pictures represent. In the first picture, half portion of the circle is colored, and it represents half part of the whole. In the second picture, 1/4, the whole circle is divided into 4 equal parts, and 2/4 portion is colored. That's why the shaded portion represents the fraction 2/4. And in the third picture, the whole circle is divided into 6 equal parts, and 3 of the parts are colored. So the fraction represent here is as 3/6. And in the fourth one, the fraction is 4/8. So here we can conclude that same part of the circle It's shaded in all the figures. Thus, half, 2/4, 3/6, and 4/8 represent the same part of the circle and are equal. So, half is an equivalent to 2/4, which is equivalent to 3/6, which is equivalent to 4/8. By with the help of the picture, they may know what equivalent fractions are. With the help of the picture, or in our daily life, we can take apple or potato or chocolates for some more activities. So this is the concept of after some of the examples, we can conclude that the equivalent fraction is the fractions with different numerators and denominators that represent the same value of the whole are called equivalent fraction. For there is another example, we may give them that if a chocolate bar is divided into 12 equal parts, and out of which 6 parts will be colored or will be given to somebody, and the other same chocolate bar which can be divided into 8 equal parts, and out of which 4 parts will be given to some other, then both will get same or different parts of the chocolate. Then their answer will be that both the students or both the children will get the same portion of the chocolate, as 6/12 is equal to 4/8. Both are looks different, but they are equivalent. Then how can we find equivalent fractions for any given number? A number is given, and my question is that how can we find the equivalent fraction for the given number? Here, forming equivalent fractions, the numerator and denominator of the fractions are multiplied or divided by the same number. Remember, same number. Here is an example, 2/5. Here we have to find out the equivalent fraction of 2/5. Here I have multiplied both the numerator. 2 is the numerator and 5 is the denominator, and I have multiplied both with 3 and got 6/15. Here 2/5 is an equivalent fraction of 6/15. Or we may divide 4/10. 4 is the numerator, 10 is the denominator. Here both are divided with 2, and we got 2/5. So 2/5 is an equivalent fraction of 4/10, which is equivalent to 6/15. And all these three are equivalent fractions. Next, find the equivalent fraction.
Just can I interrupt?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, मुझे ये पूछना था, how are you planning to do the assessment here?
Madam, assessment, this one.
I mean, it looks like, no doubt, great example in the beginning, but what I'm like not able to understand is that it more looks like your lesson plan. That okay, students will answer this, I'll do this. Students will. So there is no wrong answer also from students, or answer which is misunderstood.
Okay.
I mean, like that generally doesn't happen, right?
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm just asking. That generally doesn't happen. I mean, like if I'm taking a class, especially for the very first time, if students are learning, it's extremely hard for them to understand that okay, 6/12 is going to be equal to 4/8.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I mean, what I feel is that assessment part, if you can just so this question is going to assess this, and the kind of variation that we are planning to do is like if you have any.
Madam, I'm coming to post assessment part. Here I can ask the students that find the equivalent fractions after completion of the particular lesson. I can ask the students that find the equivalent fraction by giving just like this. And in the first picture, some portions are colored, and in the second picture also some portions are colored. And I will ask them to find the equivalent fraction for the second. In the second case, it is denominator is given, but the numerator is not given. They have to find out the numerator by looking at the picture, or they may find out by multiplying or dividing. the numerator or denominator, whatever it may be, which is the possible way or which is the easiest way for them to find.
Okay.
Okay, so this is question number 1. Then this is the same question. Then question 2 is they will be asked that look at the shaded portion of the picture and circle the one those are equal. Here 3 pictures are given and they will circle those pictures which are equal. Here in the first it is written as 4 by 8, second 2 by 3, third 6 by 9. They will be circle the second one and third picture. Why? Because these represent the same portion, as 2 by 3 is an equivalent fraction of 6 by 9. Here they have to find out which are the equivalent fraction, and 4 by 8 is not an equivalent fraction of 2 by 3 as well as 6 by 9. This is second question. The same question in a different way, here it is. And the third one, find the equivalent fractions of the given numbers. They will find the equivalent fractions of these numbers by dividing or by multiplying both the denominator and the numerator with a particular number. Next, this is the fourth question. Look at the fraction on the left and color the boxes on the right so they are each equal to the one on the left. Here we may, on the right hand side, we may write the fractions or may not, or fractions may not be given. They have to find out the equivalent fractions first, then they will color the pictures. And we may give some multiple choice questions also. So these are the questions, madam.
Okay. Very nice, ma'am. I liked it.
Thank you, madam.
And kind of diversity that you are, going to inculcate through this questions is very good. Are you planning to do it with students in whenever the school starts?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Let me know how does it go.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, next region. Next yet.
Next
Chandigarh.
yet. Chandigarh ready?
Yes, sir. Harman, sir.
Yes, ready. Chandigarh. Kavita ma'am, start.
Yes. Good evening to one and all. This is a presentation from the Chandigarh, Zeet Chandigarh. And today, being a group activity, here not only I, but my 5 to 6 members are going to speak about what are the different assessment we can do for as and off on the fractions. And I'll start by presenting my presentation through the PPT.
अच्छा, मुझे एक चीज बतानी है. सभी ग्रुप ना all of you are giving the answers of the very first 2 slides, right? That I wanted individually. It has to be the individual view. So please don't include them in the group presentation.
Yes, madam. Why to include it? Okay.
Because I want all the participants, I don't know, 55 or 56, all of them to answer the questions. Yeah.
50.
We are collecting the answers through Google Classroom, ma'am. We will send it to you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
I'm very sorry. There is some problem with my net, but I'm connecting it. Now, is it clear?
No, it's not presented yet.
Okay.
You have to share your screen.
Now?
No.
I have shared.
No, you have to start
No?
presenting, share your screen.
I think it will. It's, I have shared, ma'am, some problem with my net, I think so.
No.
Because even
Click on present now.
now
Present
it's okay, ma'am.
No, present is not coming. You're present. You have to present. No, you have to present first.
Okay. Okay, let me see. What was the problem here?
Maybe you can share with other group member can present it and speak.
Ma'am, you are using 2 ID, na? You just fill that other ID also so that we can see. Yes.
Yes, now it is presenting.
Yes, ma'am.
It started.
Yes, ma'am. Presenting, ma'am.
It's presentable now?
Yes, yes. Now you present.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
It
you
was a net
present.
problem.
Start.
Maybe. Yeah. Good evening once again. And we have started with the assessment. So it is like assessment of learning, for learning, and as learning. And as we are going, and the Z Chandigarh has taken a topic. It's a generalized topic of the fractions. How we are going to describe denominator and numerator. Just a generalization part in the class 3. So we'll start with the off learning, that is the diagnostic part, where we are going to diagnose how are the lot of the children, their knowledge, and then we can go for the how doctor go for the treatment. There the teacher uses different methodology, different activities to assess. Then it goes for the for. Therefore the for, it's somewhat the activity we have planned and assess to increase the motivation level. And the third one is the as for learning. There we go for the summative assessment. So it goes like this: where the learner is now, where the learner is going, and how to get there. Now I hand over the my team member Miss Priyanka Kala to explain the different activities, and Priyanka Kala is going to describe the activities for the for assessment.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, carry on.
Hello.
Is there a slides? I mean, like, are you going to use slides or because I can't see any slide here?
Hello. क्या मेरी
Kavita madam, you stop your presentation.
I have stopped, sir.
It is still it is going running. You stop it. It is still running.
Maybe it's a net.
Now
Because
okay.
the net problem. It's
Okay.
taking
Now okay. You ask the next person to continue.
Yes, she's there. Priyanka.
Yes, मेरी आवाज आ रही है सबको?
आ रही है.
Okay.
Yeah, tell.
हेलो.
आवाज आ रही है
मेरी मैम? ओके, सॉरी मैम, थोड़ा कनेक्शन प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है.
मैम फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमारी जो फ्रैक्शन की एक्टिविटी होगी उसमें हम सबसे पहले बच्चों को एक पेपर, सबसे पहले हमें उनको पार्ट्स सिखाना है कि पार्ट्स कैसे होता है। तो इसके लिए हम सबसे पहले बच्चों को 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स में बांटने को बोलेंगे कि स्क्वायर पीस के साथ। तो सबसे पहले बच्चे उनको 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स में इस तरीके से बांटेंगे। तो यहाँ से उनको क्लियर हो जाएगा 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स क्या होते हैं। मीन्स हम उनका अभी ऑब्जर्वेशन, हमारे ऑब्जर्वेशन स्किल पे ध्यान है। देन आफ्टर अगर इसको अगेन हम इसको इक्वल पार्ट में बांटते हैं तो देन आफ्टर स्टूडेंट्स कर पाएंगे कि अभी टोटल 4 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड हो चुका है। हमारा ऑब्जर्वेशन सबसे पहले होगा, हमारा जो बेसिस होगा बच्चों को ऑब्जर्व कराना होगा कि बच्चे इसको इक्वल पार्ट में बांटना सीखें। उसके बाद हम जब बच्चों को जब उनका ऑब्जर्वेशन हो जाएगा तो इस तरीके से हम लोग सबसे पहले बच्चों को दिखाएंगे। जस्ट अ मिनट मैम, दिखाई दिखाई
ये क्या है मैम?
मैम दिखाई दे रहा है आपको?
स्क्वायर एंड डायगोनल्स आर ड्रॉन, राइट?
यस मैम। मैम फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमने बच्चों को एक पेज लेकर उसके पार्ट्स 4 पार्ट्स में पढ़ना सिखा दिया है। मींस उनका ऑब्जर्वेशन जो है वहां से क्लियर हो गया कि पार्ट्स में किस तरीके से उनको बांटना है। उसके बाद हम बच्चों को एक एक्टिविटी देंगे साथ में कि कलर एनी 1 पार्ट ऑफ दिस फिगर। ये फिगर जो आपको स्क्वायर का दिखाई दे रहा है जिसमें बच्चों ने 4 पार्ट्स में इसको डिवाइड कर दिया है, उसके 1 पार्ट को कलर करना है। तो बच्चा इस तरीके से 1 पार्ट में इसको कलर कर देगा। देन आफ्टर हम बच्चे को कहते हैं कि 2 पार्ट्स में आपको अगर कलर करने हैं तो उसके बाद जो हमारा स्टूडेंट होगा वो इस तरीके से 2 पार्ट्स को कलर कर देगा। देन आफ्टर हम उसको थर्ड एक्टिविटी देते हैं साथ में 3 पार्ट्स को कलर करने की। तो बच्चा साथ में 3 पार्ट्स को कलर करना सीख गया। तो यहाँ से हमने 2 बच्चों की 2 स्किल्स को क्लियर कर हो चुकी है बच्चे की, और वो है ऑब्जर्वेशन की और अंडरस्टैंडिंग की। ऑब्जर्वेशन की हो गई, फर्स्ट पार्ट में वो 4 पार्ट्स में एक्टिविटी के साथ 4 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करना सीख गया है, और अंडरस्टैंडिंग की हो गया है कि वो उनको कलर करने में सीख गया है। लेकिन प्रॉब्लम फिर वहां पर आ जाती है जहां पे हम बच्चों से अगर इनको किस तरह से हम पूछेंगे कि बच्चों को अगर ये कलरफुल जो इसका पार्ट है इसको आप होल के रेस्पेक्ट में कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करोगे, हाउ विल यू रिप्रेजेंट दिस शेडेड पार्ट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू होल। वहां पे स्टूडेंट थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज हो जाता है कि इसको मैथमेटिकली कैसे एक्सप्रेस करना है। तो वहां से हम लोग जो जाएंगे वो जाएंगे बच्चों के लिए एज लर्निंग की ओर। आवाज सुनाई दे रही है मैम?
आ रही है, हाँ।
ओके मैम, तो यहाँ से हमारी जो है एज लर्निंग की ओर हम चलेंगे। तो एक्सेस फॉर लर्निंग इस तरीके से एक्टिविटी के साथ बच्चों के पास चला गया है, जिसमें बच्चों की हमने ऑब्जर्वेशन और अंडरस्टैंडिंग 2 स्किल्स में बच्चों को रिकॉल करवा दिया है। देन आफ्टर एक्सेस एज लर्निंग। कविता मैम?
हाँ जी मैम।
Now ma'am I can present. Okay ma'am. Shall I start ma'am?
एक्सेस एज लर्निंग स्टार्ट करिए मैम।
हाँ जी मैम, अभी हमने बच्चों को ये सिखाया थ्रू एक्टिविटी कि हमने अपने प्लेन पेपर को, मतलब एक रेक्टेंगल को इक्वल पार्ट्स में कैसे डिवाइड किया है। Then we will show this picture to the students and ask them shade any 2 of या फिर कोई भी हम दो पोर्शन उनको शेड करते हैं। ठीक है, अब ये होल हमारे कितने पार्ट्स है? होल दे विल काउंट, इट विल 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8। ये होल हमारे पार्ट कितने हैं? 8 एंड शेडेड पार्ट कितने हैं हमारे? 2। नाउ लेट मी प्रेजेंट समथिंग मैम।
This is a good thing, Neena ma'am, because you didn't shade at one point only. There are sketches that also helps. I was going. I wanted to tell that also that.
Yes, ma'am. I will also use the Jamboard. मैम स्क्रीन नजर आ रही है?
हाँ जी।
यस मैम, इधर हमने एक रेक्टेंगल ड्रॉ किया। अभी जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि हमने उसको 8 इक्वल पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया। ठीक है, देन वी विल शेड 2 पोर्शंस। ठीक है, so these 2 portions are nothing else, these are our numerator. ठीक है, so we will write numerator how many parts? 2,
and we will draw a line like that. This we called इससे हम इसको किसमें नंबर 2 को किसमें कन्वर्ट कर देंगे, फ्रैक्शन में. अब हमारे टोटल कितने पार्ट्स हैं, टोटल हमारे कितने पार्ट्स हैं स्टूडेंट्स, काउंट करेंगे. टोटल हमारे पार्ट्स कितने हैं, 8. कितने पार्ट्स हैं हमारे, 8. सो द शेडेड पोर्शन यानी कि जो लेसर पार्ट है, हमेशा शेडेड पोर्शन जो बीच में दिया होगा वो लेसर पार्ट होगा, वो हमारा हमेशा क्या कहलाएगा, न्यूमरेटर. और जो होल पार्ट्स यानी कि टोटल हमने जितने पार्ट किए हैं वो हमारा क्या कहलाएगा, डिनोमिनेटर.
इसमें एक कंफ्यूजन है, बिकॉज अभी आप क्या कर रहे हैं, शेडेड अपॉन होल, राइट?
यस मैम.
But there is a content in the textbook where you also do shaded upon.
वो भी बताना है, अभी कंक्लूड करना है मैंने ना, वो मैं बता रही हूँ. इसमें हम प्रॉपर फ्रैक्शन इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे. नाउ हमने एक और पार्ट ले लिया, ये सर्कल ले लिया, इसको हमने फोल्ड कर दिया. जैसे मैम ने बताया था बच्चों को पार्ट्स लिखना Yes,
This is
sir.
continue,
Yes, sir. I'm
continue.
showing. Yes.
Madam, please continue.
ये सर्कल से हमने इसको डिवाइड कर दिया. जैसे हमने ये सर्कल को 4 इक्वल पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया. अगर हमने 1 शेड किया देन इट विल बिकम 1/4. फ्रैक्शन में हम इसको कैसे लिखेंगे, 1/4. जो शेडेड पोर्शन है उसको हम बोलेंगे न्यूमरेटर, और जो अनशेडेड पोर्शन है उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे, डिनोमिनेटर. बट कंफ्यूजन इज देयर. समटाइम्स स्टूडेंट्स राइट 8/2. So we will क्या बोलते हैं, resolve this confusion of the students by telling that कि जो हमारी जो shaded portion होती है, जो कम वाला portion होता है, वो हम हमेशा कहाँ रखते हैं, ऊपर. जैसे कि हमने यहाँ पे रखा है जो shaded portion है, that is always come upward. ठीक है, यहाँ पे 2 है. और जो whole part है उसको हम कहाँ रखेंगे, डिनोमिनेटर में, यानी कि वो डाउन है. D says denominator and D says down. In this way, we can introduce proper and improper fraction to the students. That is, proper fraction is that in which numerator is bigger than, numerator is lesser than denominator. And improper fraction is that in which denominator, in which denominator is lesser and numerator is greater. Suppose it is like that. अगर बच्चों ने इसको उल्टा लिख दिया तो हम उनको समझाएंगे कि बताओ जरा, ये वाली जो हमने फिगर ली है, अगर आप इसकी फ्रैक्शन लिखते हो, न्यूमरेटर मींस वो वाले पार्ट जो हमने शेडेड करेंगे, तो ये यहाँ पे टोटल 8 पार्ट है. 8 पार्ट तो हमारे शेडेड है ही नहीं. शेडेड पार्ट हमारे कौन से, 2. इन दिस वे वो समझ जाएंगे कि जो शेडेड पार्ट है वो हमेशा हमारा न्यूमरेटर होगा, और जो अनशेडेड पार्ट है वो हमेशा होल पार्ट जो है वो हमारा क्या होगा, डिनोमिनेटर होगा.
नीना मैम की बात को आगे बढ़ाते हुए मैं न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर को मैं कंक्लूड करता हूं इसके साथ. इस वीडियो के थ्रू आप देखेंगे कंसेप्ट में और भी ज्यादा क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी जो नीना मैडम ने अभी पढ़ाया. और बच्चे ऑडियो विजुअल जब हम उनको दिखाते हैं, प्रेजेंट करते हैं, दे आर एंजॉयिंग वेरी मच. जैसा कि पता है बच्चे पिज्जा काफी एंजॉय करते हैं, चाहे बर्थडे हो और या कोई और भी ओकेजन हो, बच्चे काफी एंजॉय करते हैं. तो हम देखते हैं पिज्जा को हम कैसे पार्ट एंड होल में शो करते हैं. आप एक पिज्जा ऑर्डर किया जाता है और हम फ्रैक्शन को पिज्जा के थ्रू बहुत ही अच्छे से पढ़ा सकते हैं. वैसे तो क्लासरूम सिचुएशन में हम रोटी भी दिखाते हैं बच्चों को, रोटी को, ब्रेड को, चपाती को कैसे हम डिवाइड करते हैं, कैसे फ्रैक्शन में उसको डिवाइड करते हैं. ये देखिए
वीडियो नॉट कमिंग. Sandeep, video not coming.
Mr. Sandeep, your screen is blank. Video is not visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Video visible नहीं है.
Do it once. You can do it once
कैसे
again.
करना है?
सर अभी आ रही है स्क्रीन?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
ओके ओके
संदीप कंटिन्यू संदीप.
हाँ यस, यहाँ तक आपने देख लिया है कि हमने पिज्जा ऑर्डर किया. अब प्रॉब्लम आ रही है कि हाउ टू डिवाइड पिज्जा इनटू 6 डिफरेंट पार्ट्स, बिकॉज 5 बच्चे हैं और एक खुद. 6 पार्ट में हमें डिवाइड करना है और सभी को इक्वल मिलना चाहिए, तो इसीलिए उन्होंने लार्ज पिज्जा ऑर्डर किया. यस, अब देख रहे हैं काफी बच्चे एंजॉय कर रहे हैं और छोटे छोटे बच्चों को जब ये दिखा जाता है ऑडियो वीडियो प्रेजेंटेशन उनको शो किया जाता है, काफी एंजॉय करते हैं बच्चे. 6 पार्ट में हमें डिवाइड करना है.
तुझे दिया इस दुनिया में.
सो 6 पार्ट इक्वली डिवाइड करने के बाद जब एक बच्चे को दिया गया एक पार्ट, तो उसे हमने 1/6 कहा, मीन्स 1 out of 6 पार्ट. दिस इज 1/6. जैसे देख पा रहे हैं आप, एक प्लेट में 2 पार्ट रखा गया, 2 parts out of 6. So we will just read out like this: 2 out of 6 or 2/6. जितने भी पार्ट में हम डिवाइड करते हैं वो हमेशा लिखा जाता है लाइन के नीचे, जिसे बाद में हम बताएंगे डिनोमिनेटर होता है. We will give the concept of denominator later on.
सर एक्चुअली मुझे ना सारी जायद कीवी से बोलना है. आई थिंक पहले 2 ही थे जिन्होंने अपने असेसमेंट क्वेश्चंस बताए, बाकी सब एक लेसन प्लान बता रहे हैं और मतलब वैसा हो रहा है. सो
मैम, दिस इज द एक्टिविटी पार्ट आफ्टर द diagnosis कि what we have to teach. So we have designed our lesson plan to just, it is the activity which can be shown in the classroom, and after that final part will be the examination, means the summative part, assessment part.
हाँ, तो वही आपको एक्चुअली सारी जायद को यही करना है ना कि आप क्या सवाल पूछेंगे और उसमें बच्चे कैसे जवाब देंगे. मतलब ये हो रहा है अभी, सभी के बच्चे सही जवाब दे रहे हैं. मतलब नेवर इन माय क्लासरूम दिस हैज नेवर हैपेंड.
तो मैम आप आगे देखेंगे अभी तो पता चलेगा कि न्यूमरेटर क्या है, डिनोमिनेटर क्या है, और इसके बाद आप असेसमेंट पार्ट में देखेंगे जो हमारे बाद प्रेजेंट करेंगे वो असेसमेंट पार्ट.
आई सजेस्ट आप डायरेक्ट असेसमेंट पार्ट पे जाइए, क्योंकि बाकी सभी टीचर्स का भी है ना अभी. मतलब देयर आर 2 or 3 दैट whose presentation is remaining.
अच्छा. मैम कविता मैम कौन असेसमेंट पार्ट कर रहे हैं? असेसमेंट पार्ट
शर्मा सर आप कर दीजिए. अतुल शर्मा,
Srinivasan ji and Jaya ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I making sense to you? I mean,
Yeah. They have to do only the assessment portion and explain.
Correct. Yeah, and why those questions are important? That's the thing we want to discuss. I think in this meeting.
Discuss in detail.
अतुल शर्मा सर प्लीज कर दीजिए.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Atul.
Okay मैम, मैं असेसमेंट के लिए आपको प्रेजेंटेशन कर देता हूँ. एक क्वेश्चन के लिए एक शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन ही हमने प्रेजेंट किया है.
ठीक है.
तो एक प्लीज वेट करेंगे. आप सभी को मेरा स्क्रीन आ रहा है?
नहीं अभी नहीं. अभी आ रहा है. यस.
अभी आ रहा है?
यस.
हाँ, जैसे मैम ने हमें सुबह गाइड किया वैसे ही मैंने एक असेसमेंट टूल बनाया है, जिसमें मैंने पहला क्वेश्चन और सेकंड, थर्ड, 5 ही क्वेश्चन छोटे से रखेंगे. ये बच्चे को हम असेसमेंट के लिए दे देंगे. तो बच्चे क्या करेंगे, इसमें जो करेक्ट आंसर है उसको टिक करते जाएंगे. जैसे मानते हैं कि जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, जैसे इसमें बच्चे ने टिक किया कि 1/4, तो मैं हर बच्चे से हम पूछ सकते हैं कि व्हाई डोंट यू राइट दिस, आपने ये क्यों नहीं आंसर को लिया, आपने इसी को टिक क्यों किया. तो उसने प्रीवियस नॉलेज से अपनी क्लास में सीखा होगा, वो बताएगा मुझे कि सर मैम ने मुझे बताया था कि डिनोमिनेटर विल द जो टोटल नंबर ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ द फिगर, द टोटल नंबर ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ द फिगर इज द डिनोमिनेटर. तो हमारे पास ये फिगर जो है वो 1 2 3 4 इस तरह करके हमारे पास टोटल नंबर ऑफ पार्ट 4 है। तो हमारे पास आंसर जो नीचे आ रहा है वो 2 ही क्वेश्चन हैं, इनमें आंसर डिनोमिनेटर हमारे पास 1/4 है। तो मुझे चूज करना था कि 3/4 है या 1/4 है। तो ऊपर जो टॉप न्यूमरेटर का हमारे न्यूमरेटर होता है वो हमारे पास कलर्ड पार्ट है, कलर्ड पार्ट हमारे पास सिंगल वन नहीं है, तो इसलिए मैंने इसको टिक किया। इसी तरह नीचे वाले सारे क्वेश्चंस में बच्चा अगर कोई गलत पार्ट को आंसर कर देता है, जैसे मानते हैं कि हम इसको टिक कर देता है बच्चा, तो मैं उससे पूछता हूँ, बच्चे से हम पूछेंगे कि बेटा व्हाई यू राइट दिस, तो वो मुझे बताएगा कि यहाँ पर सर उसको हम जैसे हमने पढ़ाया है वैसे हम बता सकते हैं कि यह डिनोमिनेटर में हम आपने 3 है तो आपकी जो फिगर है वो 3 इक्वल पार्ट्स में डिवाइड की गई है। तो बोलेगा नो सर, तो कितने इक्वल पार्ट्स में इस फिगर को ड्रा किया गया, तो बोलेगा कि हमारे पास 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स में इसको फिगर को ड्रॉ किया है। तो आप आंसर में चेक कीजिए डिनोमिनेटर में 2 कहाँ पर आपको दिखाई दे रहा है, ये 3 है, ये 4 है, ये 4 है और ये 2 है। तो इसी तरह एक पार्ट को इसने कलर कर रखा हुआ है, तो आप देखिए न्यूमरेटर में आपको पास 1 मिल जाएगा। तो इसका आंसर ये है। इसी तरह करते हुए हम सारे क्वेश्चंस को उसको देखेंगे। ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
परिहास अभी आपकी बारी है। परिहास, जगदीश परिहास।
हेलो,
अभी क्या
आप ऑडिबल
ने बोला ना
मैम एक गूगल फॉर्म भी हम इनको बच्चों को दे सकते हैं। लेट मी प्रेजेंट इट।
ओके, नहीं कविता मैम, यू आर सेइंग परिहार सर, आई एम नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड।
मैम माय स्क्रीन इज विजिबल?
No, yeah, now yes.
Yeah, now
Haritara ma'am, we had a
Okay,
sequence,
ma'am.
but Neena ma'am
This
is
is the Google
presenting. Now it's
This is a Google form. First question is what part of the circle is blue? Then student will take 4/8. इधर options दी हुई है, blue part और red part, जिससे उनको मतलब पहले इनकी previous knowledge testing हो जाएगी कि उनको fractions का knowledge है कि नहीं है, कि कौन सा part shaded है और कौन सा नहीं है। नेक्स्ट राइट द न्यूमरेटर फॉर 3 and 5। ये आपको फ्रैक्शन दी हुई है, जैसे कि हमने उनको नॉलेज बताया कि इसमें न्यूमरेटर कौन सा है, डिनोमिनेटर कौन सा है। दे विल टिक द आंसर, करेक्ट आंसर। देन राइट द डिनोमिनेटर, इसमें डिनोमिनेटर बताएंगे। देन वी विल इंट्रोड्यूस अ टर्म प्रॉपर एंड इम्प्रॉपर फ्रैक्शन। फॉर दैट आई विल प्रिपेयर दिस क्वेश्चन, आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग दिस क्वेश्चन, दैट इज व्हिच वन इज अ प्रॉपर फ्रैक्शन। इससे वो बता देंगे जैसे प्रॉपर फ्रैक्शन वो है जैसे मैंने बताया था, जिसमें न्यूमरेटर हमेशा क्या होता है, छोटा, एंड डिनोमिनेटर इज small. And this is a picture based question। ये रामू की वेजिटेबल फील्ड है जो हमने टेक्स्ट से ही टेक्स्ट बुक से ही उठाया है। इसके बेसिस पे क्वेश्चन है कि which vegetable grown on the bigger part of the field, ठीक है। और वैसे ही यहाँ पे ये फील्ड को देख के ऑब्जर्व करेंगे कि कौन सी जो है कितना कितना पार्ट में कौन सी वेजिटेबल ग्रो की गई है। देन दिस इज क्वेश्चंस रिगार्डिंग एबिलिटी टू कंप्यूट। हेयर आपको ये इनको येलो शॉपिंग लिस्ट दी हुई है। देन दे कैन फाइंड आउट द कॉस्ट ऑफ डिफरेंट आइटम्स दैट जिनके बारे में हमने उनसे क्वेश्चन पूछा है। दैट्स ऑल। देन दिस वन इज अ फ्लैग। ये भी इनके टेक्स्ट बुक से ही लिए, रेड फ्लैग है। आपने इनको बताया मैथ्स सॉरी फ्लैग है मैथ्स क्लब का, इनमें कौन सा पार्ट जो है वो रेड है। दैट्स इट मैम।
ओके मैम।
Madam, one thing I want to say, always the numerator cannot be the lesser part, cannot be the numerator. Even the, for example, 19/4, 19 is a numerator.
I think there is some network problem.
No, in your question she is suggesting. Jaya ma'am, who is next?
Next is Patna, I think.
And
I mean, sorry, Gwalior, Zeet Gwalior.
Jeet Gwalior.
That's the last.
That is the last. That is the last.
Okay, because somebody's messaged that it's 5:45.
We can't help in such sessions. Sorry.
Gwalior, get ready. Jeet Gwalior, Varich.
Sir, Mamta madam will represent from Jeet Gwalior.
Yeah, yeah.
Mamta Sharma madam.
Yes,
Hum
good
direct
evening, one and all.
Yes.
Good evening, one and all present here. I am Mamta Sharma. I will be presenting on behalf of Gwalior region. And as far as I could understand from our morning session, that we were supposed to frame question for the 3 different type of assessment which Harita ma'am discussed in the morning. So my presentation is very crispy and just based on the kind of question we can ask under all the 3 kinds of assessment, and that I'm sharing with you. And I have taken the topic measurement for class 3 as just last month only I have taught this topic in my class. So this was the one which was attracting my attention much. So I have taken this topic. Just give me a moment. I'll be sharing my sheet with you. This is the first kind of assessment that I have taken, which I could understand from the morning session that this kind of assessment, that is the assessment for learning, is something where we judge where the child is or how much previous knowledge the child is having about the topic, or I can say that we trigger the kind of schema that is already there in the child's mind related to our topic, and from there we begin our teaching and bring the child to where we are expecting him or her to reach. So these type of questions we can ask in the beginning of the topic. Like this, we can show the 2 lines, and the type of question which I have framed for this is which one is longer? How can we find out which is the most appropriate tool to measure the length? If you have to measure length of a cloth, which one will you use and why? Handspan, ruler, or measuring tape? This kind of question we can ask from the children when we start or we introduce a new topic, so that they will have some idea what we are going to start today or what we are going to learn today, or even we can judge where the children are or how much knowledge they are having about the topic. And the next step, as madam has shown the video in the morning, in that also a classroom situation was given. Even I have assumed the classroom situation where I'll be using assessment as learning, which I could understand from this term is this kind of learning helps us in building the concept, or it is a kind of ongoing process of assessment. We can help the children by asking the questions, and we can guide them to reach the concept or to the thing which we want them to learn. So I'll be sharing with you. I have framed out one story which I'll be sharing, or which can be shared in the classroom situation. And the story goes like this. There was a boy named Iqbal. He brought one kurta for Eid. The kurta was little longer, so he told his mother to cut it one hand span. But mother said she's busy. So he told same things to his sister and servant. Next day, when he wore the kurta, it was too short for him. This story can be shared with the children in the class, and following discussions may take place. As we are resuming the classroom situation in this, so I have framed some questions and answer what kind of questions the teacher can ask and the students will answer. Teacher, can you guess why it happened? Student, maybe all the 3 persons must have cutted it. Teacher, okay. Then how it could have been avoided? Student, he should have told 1 person only. Teacher, okay. What if he would have said it to one person only and even then it happened? How it could have been avoided in that case? Student, he might have measured wrong with the hand span. Teacher, then how should he measure? Student, maybe with measuring tape. Teacher, yes, as every person has different size of hand span, you all can check this. See if your hand span is equal to mine. So, to avoid such complications as happened to the Iqbal, we use standard measuring tools like ruler, measuring tape, etc. Like this kind of questioning we can have while we are having the class so that we can guide the children or we can help them to reach to the learning, to the targeted learning outcome or whatever we have planned to solve them. Like this, we can introduce the term why we need standard tools for measurement. And once it is introduced and the concept is taught, so the final the third type of assessment which we can have at the end of the topic once we have completed the teaching of that concept, that is assessment of learning. Like whatever we have taught, how much the child or the children have understood, to measure that we can have this kind of question. So here I have planned 2-3 questions. First one is estimate the length of the given object and measure its length and then compare. Like 3 objects are given or we can give the pictures and first we can tell them to estimate because this is the thing which is missing in most of the time when we teach mathematics, and I think it should be emphasized because even now today if I have been asked how much the 6 feet is long, so it is difficult for me to answer or to assume. So we should focus on this skill also to let them estimate the length and then we can tell them to actually measure the length and then find out or compare whether their guess was wrong or right. And the next question is filling the blanks. In this also we are not simply giving the answer, we are making them to or we are helping them to elicit the answer by showing the picture. In this they can compare कि किसका weight ज़्यादा होगा, कौन heavier होगा तो ऊपर जाएगा नीचे जाएगा. Like these kind of questions we can have once we have finished the teaching of the concept. So this was all about my presentation. Harita ma'am, I think this is only what you were supposed us to do.
Correct, yeah, and I'm like extremely feeling happy by your presentation, the way you have chosen the questions and how it is from assessment of learning, for learning, and you know, all these 3 components you really understood well. I mean, and I genuinely love the way you have progressed also, like the first question to the second and now the third. So really great work of the team. I think it's Gwalior. Where?
Yes,
Go ahead.
Gwalior. Yes.
Gwalior. Yeah, we can clap for them actually.
Yeah. Clapping.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So keep it up. And whenever you will try this with students, do let me know that how it has gone and what all responses students have given to you after
Definitely,
this.
ma'am. Definitely.
And all the other teams, in really short period of time, you have managed to come up with some questions and try to innovate something from what you have been doing in your classroom. So thank you so much. And I wanted to say that, yeah, we discussed in the morning that assessment should be at the end. But unfortunately, due to the certain personal commitments I have, we are doing it at the very first. So today your session or workshop has started with this assessment. And I want to say that please try to interlink all the classes that you are going to attend in these 5 days and how you can use them for assessment and how one can actually design their classroom practices as well as assessment practices. So even teaching learning as well as how to evaluate what have been taught and learned. So thank you so much. I really enjoyed all the presentation.
Thanks.
Thank you, Harita, for joining with us. And
Everybody
giving
can
the-
clap for themselves. Everybody can tap their shoulders and clap.
Yeah, that is a better idea.
Okay, it's a very long day. Yes, started from the 9:45 until it is continuing 6 o'clock. But anyway, it's a fruitful day. You have learned, we have learned, not you have, we have learned a lot of things from Madam, and with the peer interaction with the JIT faculty and the members from JIT, 3 different JITs, they have given their inputs, as well as our training associate JIT Mumbai. And you have done so many adjustment with the timing, with the different groups, different people. It is being the first day